Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, it is 11:02, and here I am doing The Lock Shop for the fifth straight day. Oh, unbelievable. Who's the main host of this show? This guy. What's happening? It's Dustin Nielson with you. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, we are now drop free after migrating over to a new server with our online radio provider. Although Wanik just told me, he goes, stop jinxing it by saying it. But I'm pretty confident that we're in a pretty good spot over there right now. Some are saying it's a Christmas miracle. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. I do like Casino Dealer Jay saying, need to pay up for Christmas. Let's get a good parlay going. That is a good one. El Presidente says, you must be exhausted, Dusty. I am pretty tired. I mean, in a perfect world, I'd like to just hang out at the office the rest of the day, hanging out with guys, but we got to be at the mall to see Santa just after 5, and Daddy would like a little bit of a nap today, so probably going to get out of here shortly after Oil Stream, go home, have a snooze, and then go visit Santa at the mall, have some dinner at Mr. Mike's, and all in all, have a pretty good time. Oh, El Presidente saying being exhausted for being in Lock Shop 5 times this week. Amen. Not easy, but it's the grind, right? Edmonton Sports Talk and the Lock Shop, of course. Everything we do over here brought to you by Play Alberta. Any bets we put up, anything we talk about, you'll find on the EST Specials page. Really thought Leon was going to bury one last night, but he didn't. He's now gone 6 games without a goal. I got to take off this Santa thing. I'm getting pretty warm now. I got to take it off. Sorry, Trev. I got to take off the old Santa thing. Having a Santa costume on over a Christmas Detroit Lions sweater makes for a little sweaty. By the way, I watched the sweaty balls thing on SNL last night from like 25, 30 years ago. Still hilarious. That was a lot of fun. We've got one play up already. It's the early bird bet. It's our Chalky Boys parlay. We hit the early bird bet yesterday, so hopefully you're riding with us on that one. Patriots, money line. Bills, money line. Lions, money line. Plus 275. Boosted from about plus 255 to plus 275. And you can find that on the EST Specials page of Play Alberta. If you've not yet used our code for the month, please do. EST Sports, deposit 50 and get yourself a $50 free bet. We're going to give you our best bets of the week in the National Football League. Huss and I will dive into that schedule. Make a little note here to do a touchdown score parlay as well. And you know what? I'll try to, over the weekend, get up some parlays. I just wrote on my hand. Get up some parlays for the Oilers games as well. So watch for those on Saturday and Sunday, even though we're not on the air outside of pre and post game. Try to get something up on that specials page as well. Garen says, first time tuning into the Lock Shop. Thanks for being here, man. Stick around. And if you're on TuneIn or iHeart, let it be known that you can text us anytime. 780-218-9999. Chris says, Merry Husmas. Glad to have you back as host number 1. Merry Husmas is a great hound. We're going to be joined by the man himself here right away, and we'll give you all the best bets for the weekend. Recap the Thursday nighter. What a Thursday nighter it was. We knew it was going to be a good game. We knew it was an important game, and ended up being a pretty awesome football game last night. Great job. If you missed it on the Nielsen show this morning, Mike Garafolo joins us every Friday, and he was awesome breaking that thing down. So go find that. The show is archived over on YouTube, and of course, you can download the podcast as well. All right, let's bring in Husmas for the holidays. It's my final day here. I'm off next week, and then I'm back the following week. So I'm looking forward to the show. Huss, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Merry Christmas to you, to all. Merry Husmas, as they say in
have
the chat.
Have you started a Husmas thing in WST yet? That sounds like a great contest or something.
But we've got our own little Christmas miracle. We've had the A-team together for a full 5-day week.
Full week. I would say since CFL season, buddy. I don't know, it's been months. It's been months.
I know.
Yeah.
And it happens in the CFL season. I always love getting together with the fellas and Wanik and LTE and anyone else that jumps in. But
did you have a chance to check out Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas at all?
No.
Okay, go when you're done your show today. So we started 12 days ago. Start with one day, work all the way up. Today was all 12 days. And you know where they go, 5 golden rings. He does it for EST. And this year it was 5 lock shop hosts, sometimes Dusty. So it was, you got to go back. We did it. We hit it right in the final 5 minutes of the show today. Eric writes it all. He's a genius. Eric and Trev and I sort of sing along once in a while in certain parts. But that was the big one this year. 5 lock shop hosts. So it was pretty good.
I will be all over that. That's always something that I enjoy from your program. And hey, there's Garen, Combine Crew, first time tuning into the Lock Shop. Well, welcome aboard. Great to have you all with us.
We had 12 listeners today because we had our Nielsen Show Christmas extravaganza this morning, like the big show. We had 12 people tailgate outside for 3 hours in minus 20, felt like probably close to minus 30.
This is what I was just about to bring up. I saw that. And
nuts.
You know what? We had an incredible, I could not believe the amount of people that came and joined us in a blizzard at BP on Wednesday night for our little holiday watch party that we did here in Winnipeg. But to see those people outside in the weather that looked basically like what we've got here right now, it is a testament to the Nasties and to the fans of the Nielsen Show. You know, it is this time of year. It's, you know, it's about giving, but it's also about giving thanks.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Lock Shop, the perfect intersection of what both of us have built in the two cities in the TSN aftermath. So thankful for the incredible support we get from everyone. And that, my friends, that example of the dedication to the Nielsen Show is so next level and over the top. Just well done to everyone.
It's insane. It's I'm pretty sure you got to it a bit before we did because your station got killed before ours. But it is so much better than it used to be. Like it's 10 times better than what it used to be, man. Like I don't think we probably state that enough, but it is so much better than how it used to operate.
No, for sure. I mean, it's listen, we've got the freedom to do the things that we like. And to be honest, I've got a lot more confidence in you or me knowing what our listeners and our people want to hear and see than any of those suits or bean counters that were calling the shots before at our old spot. So, you know, listen, the business has totally changed. They, for the most part, are out of radio for the most part, obviously still putting together great television productions and focusing on bringing sports in. And it is what it is. But, you know, I still have conversations of people that'll be saying, so how's everything going? Everything. I'm like, it couldn't be better. And, you know, for our programs locally, in a weird way. And again, obviously a lot of talented people lost jobs and ended up going other ways. And that sucked, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And it really has been the best thing that happened to us. So
we, in 2 years, have twice as many employees full-time than 1260 did when it shut down. Like we had gotten so thin on staff that we were down to like 4 to 5 full-time employees. And we're double that now in like 2.5 years. So it's, you know, it's different now. People want to, I think, support you a little bit more because we're independent, but it also just goes to show how horrible they were at running a business back in the day. You know, like it makes no sense to me.
They didn't like, listen, your show, my show. I mean, we had monster ratings. The second we were off the air, everyone knew there was a massive hole in the market. If they had wanted to, like, I mean, I guess I get it. You know, when you're a massive company and you're looking at, we got to pay these people and there's pensions and all that stuff. You know, they were spread out in a lot of different things and they didn't prioritize it. But as opposed to just shutting it down, I mean, selling it, finding a different option. I mean, I still think that it was a big missed opportunity at that point. But again, all it did was serve it up to us. And
what they should have done is just put us online. They should have just done what we did. Right? They should have just been like, you know what? We're going to kill the tower so we can sell the land that it's on, make a couple $1 million. But you guys obviously are doing very well. Let's just put it online. But nobody had the foresight to think that would even. I had a boss once.
People.
Well, that too. I had a boss once, like when I was still at 1260 and I had already started like Oil Stream and Two Guys and we were doing Lock Shop. I remember my one boss, and I like the guy, but I remember they were like, oh, these podcasts are a bit of a conflict of interest with what we're doing. And I said, well, then how about this? You guys can sell some advertising on my podcast. And I remember this was only, I guess, 4 years ago now, probably. And they're like, oh, there's no money in podcasting. Like there's just, we just don't see an avenue to make it successful. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, then we did go and create like the whole online digital station. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, it's just, anyway, we're very grateful here at the holidays, both from Winnipeg Sports Talk, Edmonton Sports Talk, obviously to all you Lock Shoppers. So thank you very much. And hopefully everybody enjoys the holidays. Us Thursday nighter last night, my goodness, like, we had Garofolo on this morning, and I said, do we view this as incredible comeback by Seattle or huge choke job by the Rams last night? And it's always like, oh, it's a little bit of both. But how did you view that game last night and how it all went down?
I viewed it as all-time one of the greatest regular season games that's ever been played in the NFL.
The drama and few of the moments, like, incredible.
Well, at primetime game, this point in the season, two teams tied at the top of the NFC in the division, rivals. The stakes were huge. It had been built up as sort of the game of the year. And the games of the year that are built up never really, more often than not, come through to that level that you expect. This one delivered and then over-delivered and then took us to places that no one thought was possible. By the way, my guy Cowboy in there, Huss, who was Parkinson, killed by 8-leg bet builder, and only had him at 3+ receptions. And I'll tell you what, he had a bad drop there at the end. He'd been killing it lately. He had 5 or 6 touchdowns in his last 5 games.
Because we put him on we hit the other 3 legs of our 4-legger. We missed the Parkinson TD, and we looked at it yesterday. He had 6 touchdowns in his last, 5 touchdowns in his last 6 games, I think it was. Or was it 6 and 5? Because he had a 2-gamer in there. It might have been 6 and 5. Like, yeah, that was disappointing. I thought his lack of involvement was a little disappointing last night, but yeah. Still, phenomenal game. Matthew Stafford throws for over 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, but takes the L. Huss, I asked Garofolo this morning. Does that just sort of keep his MVP status about the same? Like, monster game, no picks. Didn't win it, but still his numbers are so good. It's crazy.
I think he did enough to stay as the guy. I mean, listen, like the odds going in, there was Stafford who was like a minus 250, 260, 270, something like that. Favorite.
He's minus 238 right now.
238.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically it hasn't changed very much.
No,
it may have gone down slightly. I don't know where there. And I mean, it should have. Like, he put up an incredible game against an awesome team on the road in a high-stakes game. I mean, like, Stafford wasn't part of the punt return team that let Shaheed go deep. I mean, he wasn't part of it. He got
them the lead in overtime. He wasn't out there when they couldn't hold it.
Exactly. So, listen, I don't think that he lost it or anything like last night. I mean, listen, the loss is going to not be good as a win, but it's very hard to nitpick at Matthew Stafford's performance last night and not say that it was at an MVP level. I mean, the only other 2 guys that are in the conversation are Josh Allen and Drake May. Now, I mean, I guess if one of those guys went and put up 5 or 6 touchdowns this week and did it again next week and win the division, maybe. But to me, this is Matt Stafford's, like, I'm not sitting here looking at those other guys going, oh, Stafford lost last night. Now's a real good time to get in a Josh Allen at 4-1. You know what I'm saying? So it was. But listen, the 2-point convert play is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. I mean, they were ready to kick off. Listening to McVay talk about it afterwards was fascinating. And he was dealing with all that BS from Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Who someone needs to take away that guy's phone. Plain and simple. Puka, your phone. You can't live stream from the locker room anymore. And you sure as hell can't tweet at the refs right after the game before you even meet the media. Like, wake the F up, dude. He's turning into one of these incredible receivers that the better they get, the more of a pain in the ass they are.
And don't become that guy. Like, you're too talented and you've got a quarterback who loves you. Like, don't ruin anything that's going on right now on the field with extracurricular shit. Like,
if you want to hang out with Aiden Ross, maybe do that in the off season. Don't do it at the team's facility or try to do that. And the crazy thing is, did you know McVay had a kid on Monday morning?
I did not know that.
Yeah. McVay had a kid on Monday morning. They timed it to basically go into labor or whatever, maybe inception, like right after the Sunday game. I'm sure he probably didn't sleep a wink all week. And then it was a short week, biggest game of the year. But anyways, back to that 2-point convert.
We had some Rams fans texting in this morning who were like, the whistle blew before the guy picked the ball up. It should have been a dead play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to the whistle. I didn't hear or know.
Yeah, I went back last night to, you know how like it was everywhere? I couldn't find like the live. I kept seeing replays. I couldn't find the live play to see where the whistle had gone. But you're right. I mean, one of the most unique situations ever. And Charbonnet was just going over to pick up the ball. Like he wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm going to get this. Like he was just going to pick it up. And that being the best sort of nonchalant pickup in Seahawks history.
Well, and think about this. That could end up being a play.
Yeah.
A single play, the most bizarre 2-point convert you've ever seen that could literally be the difference in who wins the Super Bowl this year. The entire season, we could go back. Like, if the Rams end up not winning the division and end up having a real tough play and they've got to go on the road and they end up losing and Seattle wins, or many people will think that the Rams were that team, and if they had had a home field like that, they would have been it. It changed literally everything. And then here's the other thing. I mean, looking back, and, you know, if a tie was like a loss to the Seahawks, a tie was basically like a win for the Rams. In retrospect, should the Rams have gone for 2 in overtime?
Oh, should the Rams? Yeah, because it was an automatic that the Seahawks were going to do it, right? So
it was an automatic. And because of that, I kind of think that was the...
That's a good point, buddy. Yeah.
Well, you know, always the smartest guy in the room, Nick Wright. He was tweeting about this last night as it happened. But he said, okay, I'll just read these tweets as it's happening. Worth noting that for the Rams, winning the division, getting number 1 seed, a tie is damn near as exactly good as a win. Should impact their OT coin toss strategy. And he said, the reverse is true here as well for Seattle. A tie is nearly bad as a loss, locks up the head-to-head season for the Rams, and it means they'd need the Rams to lose to either Atlanta or Arizona to have a chance at the 1 seed. Should impact their strategy as well. And then followed this up. Due to this fact, I'm fairly certain that the Rams should have gone for 2 there. If Seattle scores, they're 100% going for 2. And that's ended up the way that it turned out. So, I mean, I still can't believe it. And Sammy Darts, this guy can look so bad at times and then in the same game come back and then was just like out of world moments. I mean, that dime that he threw to Cooper Kupp in overtime, I mean, I can't remember who it was breaking down, but I mean, the touchdown, the second 2-point, the 2-point convert in OT was like his 4th read.
Yeah, and a great pass. Like when they showed that back view and you saw like that was a great, I mean, it looked easy from the side because with the check down, they had to wait for him. But when they showed that back view behind Arnold, that was a really heady play, man. That was a really nice play.
Yeah, it was wild. So, I mean, a hell of a start to the week. And another thing to love about this time of year is that we now are getting Saturday games. And I know we've got college football playoff games. There's actually some bowl games on right now. Bowl games seem to mean nothing now that all the guys are already in the transfer portal and people don't want to play unless you're in the college football playoff. And even teams in the playoff have their coaches, hello, Lane Kiffin, ditch them and head to greener pastures. But for the NFL this week, we started off with a legit all-time classic between Seattle and the Rams. And then we get two games, including one of the games of the week on Saturday. Saturday night, 7:20, Packers, Bears from Soldier Field.
Yeah, there's a couple of big ones. Even Tampa, Carolina this week is a massive, massive game.
Doesn't come with the same. We got Saturday action.
I know. Yeah, the Saturday games. Yeah. Hey,
everyone just is thinking, Sunday. Well, no, we got two big ones on Sunday or Saturday as well.
We'll get into those picks. Us two more things from last night. So schedules the rest of the year. Seattle gets Carolina and San Fran. The Rams get the Falcons and the Cardinals. So, and I'm not sure how it would. What's San Francisco right now?
Don't forget about the Niners.
Yeah, that's what I said. And the Seahawks wrap up the year against the Niners. And the Niners get Indy this week, and then they get the Bears and then the Seahawks. So I know, last night was a huge game for the Seahawks, but I think this whole division still is going to have to be sorted out here. There's still I think the Rams win out Falcons and Cardinals. What's the tiebreaker? If the Seahawks go 1-1 and the Rams go 2-0 and they both have the same record, what's the tiebreaker? Because if you go head to head, is it head to head total score in the two games, or what's the?
No, it's I believe it is the division record.
Division record, okay.
And then the record in the conference. So when you look at the standings, I'm going to pull this up here.
I'm just curious because I think the Rams will go 2-0, and that Niners or the Seahawks Niners game could be massive.
Yeah, and they're 1-1. They're 1-1 against each other in all of these areas, and that will be the case if the Seahawks. If the Niners beat the Seahawks, they'll be 2-0 against Seattle, and they would jump Seattle. That could be a game for the division. Let's see if we just put it. Maybe someone has done this in a simpler.
Yeah, I'm just I'm kind of and the Rams. Oh, the Rams are 1-1 against the Niners.
Yeah, they split.
So the Niners would be the only team that has a sweep of one of the other two teams.
Okay, so here it is. There's now 64 excluding ties. There's now 64 scenarios left in the NFC West.
You say 64 scenarios?
Yeah, just one team wins. Different things that can happen. The Seahawks win 38 of them. The Niners win 14 of them. And the Rams win 12. Simply enough, let's see here. TNF, yes. And going into last night, there was 128 scenarios left in the NFC West. The Rams win 64 of them. Obviously, the loss took them to the bottom. So it was big. And then, of course, the Bears have the ability to still win out, but they also have to rely on tiebreaker scenarios for it to happen. So it is it's going to be a wild run. There's a guy, Brian Knowles, BRYKNO. If you want to go in and kind of look and see what happened.
He sort of laid it all out.
Yeah, exactly. But the NFC West goes to, actually, that's the one before.
Two other things. One, Bronco Nick over on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube today, there's a lot of you over there right now. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Bronco Nick says, Nick Wright is a clown. Still dissing Bo Nix. And Nick Wright's funny because you love Nick Wright.
Of course I do.
Nick Wright is a huge LeBron guy. So I love Nick Wright for the LeBron stuff he does.
Recognizes greatness.
But I'm sick and tired of his Chiefs stuff. So like, I do love Nick Wright, but when he's on the Chiefs again, I'm like, oh, Nick. Now, with that being said, as much as he sort of annoys me in the Chiefs stuff, he's right about a lot of the Chiefs stuff, right? There's a lot of victory laps there for Nick Wright.
9 years. I mean, by the way, that is the best show, the best sports show on TV. The thing about Nick and Brew and Kevin, what's his name, is they can, like, they have a lot of fun with each other. They do have a lot
of fun, yeah.
Like, they're the combination of, like, the old school stuff with a lot of what we do. Like, when the Ravens lost and they had Brew come into the show in a wheelchair and a neck brace with a black eye and everything. I mean, it was funny. And then, like, when things are going well for Nick's takes and he brings in like the brass band and drops the banners. I mean, it's some of the best shit.
No, they do. It's a funny program for sure. Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Listen, I get it. If you're a Bronco guy or Patriot guy in the past, Nick's driven you crazy, but he, incredible debater, and a brilliant broadcaster. So, I have a soft spot for him.
And he does fine work on LeBron. If you are a pro LeBron guy like me, go follow Nick Wright. You'll love everything he has to say. The other one I have for you, Huss, Al Michaels is 81 years old. How much do you think he's got left in the tank? Like the call in the Nakua touchdown in overtime. I'm sitting there watching it in my basement. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, crank it up just a little bit. You don't have to be like me yelling at the top of your lungs, but I know he's talked a lot about, comes across as very disinterested. But last night in a game like that, there were a few moments where then I'm also like, he's 81 years old. He probably shouldn't have much left in the tank at this point.
I love Al Michaels. Al Michaels for a long time has been a lock shopper at heart.
That's true.
He would often in some of the most creative ways, without directly referencing like the point spread or the total in the game, would do it. But there is absolutely nobody in broadcasting that is mailing it in more right now.
And if I was 80, I'd be mailing it in too. Give me a paycheck. Let me go home.
His given F level is so low. I mean, the Shaheed, he barely raised his voice on the Shaheed punt return. And then the Nakua play. I mean, it's so funny. I do like Kirk. Was that Kirk Herbstreit?
Herbstreit was on color, yeah.
I mean, I like Herbstreit, McShay, some of those younger guys that, have been involved more in college football in the draft before. But listen, Al Michaels is a legend. I don't know if they can continue rolling him out there for these big primetime games, because he at times looks legitimately disinterested. And a lot of games that they're doing, maybe I would give him a pass.
Some of them don't deserve the extra push.
Not one of them.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Last night was a game where you're like,
that's not going to age well. Like, because as I said, this game that just happened last night, if you missed it, don't worry. It's going to be replayed on the NFL Network about 1 million times in the next 2 decades. That will be an all-time regular season game. Like, outside of playoff games, it had the hype. It had huge stakes. It had 2 star-studded teams playing at, for in a game of such high importance, and it delivered and then over-delivered beyond what anyone could have imagined.
All right, well, we're going to get to our best bets this week. Reg Dunlop says Al Michaels was in an episode of Hawaii Five-0 in 1968. He was the play-by-play announcer for a pro baseball team in Hawaii. There you go. There's something you learned on the show today.
Adam Deal. Yeah, like the Chiefs-Rams game from a few years ago. Yeah, I believe that was the 54-51 game. And it was the game, and if I recall correctly, Adam, that game was supposed to be in Mexico, and the field was so screwed up, they ended up playing it in the United States. I can't even remember. It might have even been in a neutral site. Regardless, that was an absolute all-time game. Both teams getting 50. I think that was in the first year of Mahomes as a starter, or maybe it was the second, but when the Chiefs offense was just exploding, going nuclear. But the Rams were a hell of a team as well. So yeah, very different scenario for the Chiefs. I know Bronco Nick and many people are loving that going into this week. But there are some big games on the docket. A lot of ugly games as well, as you often get at this point. But
it's going to be an interesting week.
So good, just because the Christmas Day games next week. I mean, Netflix, man, if
Taking
they
a
could
blow
get a
here.
refund on the games or like switch some different games in. The Gardner Minshew Chiefs probably not quite as and with them eliminated as well, not quite what they thought that they were getting for a Christmas Day game, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. You want to do some picks?
Yeah, let's get into our best bets. A couple of quick notes. It is the Lock Shop, brought to you by Play Alberta. Dusty and Huss with you. Download the Play Alberta app today and play along with us. The Edmonton Oilers have made it official just a couple minutes ago. Tristan Jarry has been placed on the injured reserve. Jack Roslovic has been moved to the long-term IR, the LTIR. And they've recalled goaltender Connor Ingram from the Condors. So we'll get into that on the Oil Stream. Oil Stream coming up in about 27 minutes here on Edmonton Sports Talk, but that just was made official. So I thought I'd pass it along. Roslovic to the LTIR, Tristan Jarry to the injured reserve. He's coming back for more tests early on the road trip. And then Connor Ingram, who's been the worst of the two goalies with the Condors so far this year, is going to get called up. And they got back-to-backs this weekend, so you could very well see Connor Ingram make his first start as a member of the Edmonton Oilers, either against Minnesota or Vegas. So that's how the goalie trade's going, Huss.
Man, I saw him leave the game last night, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, you just trade all that for the goaltender. He comes in and he's done in the first week. And by the way, shout out Tom Halleck. Yeah, LA Coliseum. That's right, for the 54.
Yeah, I looked it up as well. Yes, his Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, 77,000 in attendance.
But just quickly on the Oilers, I mean, the team's playing better. They're looking like they're kind of getting into their groove. I mean, hopefully this isn't too long, and the timing maybe is perfect for this. You're going into the Christmas break. I mean, the IR, it'll be retroactive to yesterday. The week will take him out. I mean, if he clears everything, presumably he could play coming out. Like, I haven't heard any.
The thing that sucks is, I mean, I don't know if you saw the play. He was just pushing across, and looked like his groin went. And he's already had groin issues earlier this season. I think he missed 3 weeks. So I think they're going to have to be careful with it. So we'll see what ends up happening on that. But we'll dive deeper into it on the Oil Stream. Tough this weekend for the Oil. They're in Minnesota Saturday afternoon, and they're home Sunday to take on Vegas. So two pretty good teams in the West this weekend. That'll be a good test for them without Tristan Jarry between the pipes. All right, let's get into week 16 for our best bets. Probably a touchdown scoring parlay if we have time, and we should. Huss, where are you going first, buddy? Let's do our 5 picks here.
You know what? I'm going to your boys, the Detroit Lions, at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not just because you've got your nice sweater on it. This line's actually moved quite a bit. I got it at 6.5.
What's it at now?
At minus 115. I'm just looking at it right now. What are you seeing? I see it's.
Let's see here. Lions, Steelers. It's sitting at 7 right now at minus 109.
And what's the 6.5?
6.5. Where are we here? 6.5 is minus 115. So it's playable at 6.5 if that's where you want to take it. Yeah.
I mean, minus 115. That's what I'm seeing as well right now. The difference, I mean, to go from 7 to 6.5 and only go from minus 110 or 109 to minus 115 is a big half point. That being said, I think they run away with this game. Obviously, I don't need to tell you how important this game is for Detroit. And you know what? I was going through Jahmyr Gibbs' numbers. He's been very pedestrian rushing in the last few games. I think he has a monster game tonight, monster game this weekend.
If the pattern continues, it would be a monster game this weekend. Like he's been
on
up and down.
Yeah. And I mean, like sometimes they'll just hit him receiving, and I'm sure he gets a lot. I just think this is a tough matchup for Pittsburgh, in that dome. And Gibbs, he can break one each and every time. So I will be playing his over rushing yards. But to me, I'd still think that Detroit is a team that scares a lot of teams. And Pittsburgh on a short week after playing the Miami Dolphins, getting that big win, it just seems like it's still going to come down to Pittsburgh, Baltimore at the end of the season. I like the Lions to keep their playoff hopes alive with a resounding performance in front of the home fans. And I will lay the 6.5 on the Detroit Lions to start it off.
All right, Huss is going to start with a 6.5 on the Detroit Lions. I'm going to stay in that division, and I'm going to go with the Bears. -2 at home. Ben Johnson and what he's been able to do for this offense so far this season has been pretty remarkable. And now he goes up against a defense that is missing a player that elevates an entire defense when he's in there. Parsons' injury is going to be huge for the Green Bay Packers. The Bears continue to find a way. In addition to Parsons, starting defensive end Kingsley and Negbare also unlikely to play for the Green Bay Packers. So you're going up against an offense that's been pretty steady for most of the year. Still find it remarkable that Caleb Williams has thrown the lowest interceptions in his first 1,000 career passes than any quarterback in NFL history, considering some of the reports that you see about the guy. Do you hear that?
I believe it because he is just programmed to never throw it.
He's either on the run or he's getting sacked.
He's taken some terrible sacks. And he'll run around and he'll get caught. But I guess I'd rather have a sack than a pick. So, to his credit, and he's getting better. And Ben Johnson is brilliant. He's scheming things up.
This is a Ben Johnson play here, buddy, for sure.
To make the work, to make the work on him. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I do like the Bears. I know for the picks, you got to take it at -1.5. I would suggest if people want to bet the Bears on Saturday, just take the money line at around -125. This could be a close game. And listen, last night's a perfect example. There was a pick 'em all week.
Yep.
By the time the game went off, it was Seattle -1.5. I would have been sick to my stomach to have Seattle -1.5 to win that game in that fashion and still not get the cover. So if you're talking 1.5s, bet the money line. That's my personal opinion and advice to you.
All right, where are you going for your next pick, Huss?
All right, I'm going to go with the Vikes. -2.5 in New York. Listen, J.J. McCarthy's looked great the last couple games. He has so much to prove. This isn't just a team playing out the stretch. These games are incredibly important for McCarthy in particular and that Viking offense to get some momentum going into the offseason and into next year. And I don't think it's lost on anybody what their former quarterback, Sammy Darts, did again last night. Now, I did see someone say that, in the aftermath of this game and this season, the Sam Darnold contract at $30 million a year might be the best value quarterback contract in the league right now. And he's got 2 more years as well. They signed him to a 3-year deal. So it is wild. But J.J. McCarthy's looked a lot better. And the Giants are just simply one of the worst teams in the league. If it was a team that was out, that was resting a bunch of their guys, okay, maybe the Giants get a win. But I really think that this Minnesota team is going to try to really finish strong. They've looked good. They put up 31 and 34 in their last 2 games since JJ returned. I think they take advantage of a terrible Giants defense. And I don't mind laying the 2.5 on the road for Minnesota.
I'm going to take New England on the road +3 against the Baltimore Ravens. This is a huge game still for the Patriots. Coming off that game against the Bills have won 3 in a row. The last thing the Patriots want to do is drop a couple at this time of year. Baltimore, much like most of that division, just hasn't been able to find any consistency at all. So I saw it this morning. I was like, man, at 3 for the New England Patriots, considering how good, how steady they've been all year. I like them a lot, to be honest with you. So I'm going to get on the New England Patriots plus the 3 points on the road against a very mysterious Ravens team that just can't seem to find it.
Like it a lot. Actually, I like New England on the money line as well on that. I was doing something with Connor Rabchak earlier today with the guys. And, we were making picks. We were talking about, we didn't really talk about, I didn't have a play on either the Chicago or the New England game. And he came in liking both of those sides. So we put together the first ever producer parlay,
Yes.
which is Bears, Pats, Broncos money line. Just a 3-game money line parlay. So I want to throw that one up. I like those picks. As I say, I like New England. I think they're better than Baltimore. And I think that, they still have a lot to play for after that loss last week. And I think this is a great spot for the Bears. So I do like those 2 picks early on for you.
All right, so you've got Detroit -6.5, mini -2.5. Where are you going next, buddy?
Yeah, just to show that I am now kind of free of my fandom, and I am now a free agent going into the playoffs, although Chiefs for life, but they're done this year.
You're not on the Chargers, are you?
No, I'm on the Titans.
Okay. What is happening?
Yeah.
My God.
I want the Titans +3. Now, if you can get a 3.5, great. If you want to hold the nose, listen, this is a game that the Chiefs, first and foremost, no one was talking with this, and this was part of the craziness of the way that line moved last week and why you were totally on the right side of that game.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, it's as if people forgot that they're down their top 3 tackles. I mean, part of the reason that Mahomes had to run and they had so many issues is the fact that Simmons out, and then with Wanya Morris out and Taylor out, I mean, they're basically starting guys that don't play, that, were lucky enough they got picked up off practice roster a few weeks ago. So listen, Tennessee is no good, but they have showed a little bit of life over the course of this season. I think this is an opportunity for them to go up against a team that, to be honest, is playing a game in a situation that nobody that currently plays for the Kansas City Chiefs has ever been in. A game that they've been eliminated from the playoffs before the end of the season. And now the fact that Mahomes is out, it'll be fun to see if Minshew can do a few things. But I do wonder about the defense, and I wonder, frankly, how much Kansas City even wants to win this game.
Yeah.
Are they going to be leaving Chris Jones out there for the entire game right now? Do they get looks at some other younger players that maybe they haven't had a chance to play, knowing that this is strange territory for them? Tennessee's, covered some spreads and played a little closer. I could see them winning this game. But at +3, as I say, if you can get it at 3.5, it's probably more like 130. Yeah, you might want to do that. But the Chiefs notoriously have played down to some opponents, even when they had all their stars there. Without Mahomes and with a makeshift, Band-Aid together offensive line, I think Tennessee is very much live in this game. So I'll take the Titans +3 for the picks, and we'll see what happens with that one.
All right. You know what? I'm going to get on the Denver Broncos -3 at home here against the Jags. Let me see what's the number on this right now? And look, don't get me wrong. I think part of this play is with my amount of investment in Trevor Lawrence, I can't see him having anything remotely close this week against the Denver Broncos to what he had last week. So I guess I'm fading Trevor Lawrence in this game against a
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Lieutenant Eric. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I miss you so much.
And
happy birthday. This guy turns 40 tomorrow.
What?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. I love
Happy
you.
birthday, buddy.
He's walking home, so he's all bundled up. Stay warm, my man. There you go.
So can EST get him an Uber for Christmas? Maybe
he likes walking.
I know
he has a car. He likes walking. So yeah, I'm gonna get on Denver here. Look, there's a couple of things. Obviously, Denver's defense has been outstanding. The thing with the Jags, and this was an interesting note, the strength of the Jags defense early in the year, they were obviously creating those turnovers, but they're pretty good. They're almost their entire defense centers around the ability to stop the run. But the Broncos don't really run the ball a ton. I mean, I'm going to say the Broncos' success doesn't come from running the ball. So I think the Broncos' offense is built to have success against this Jags defense. So I'm going to get on Denver -3, and that'll be my third play of the week.
Nice. I'm with you on Denver. Shout out Bronco Nick. You won't hear me like this. And by the way, today on WST, will have to own it. I've been infuriating Bronco fans throughout the year with our Chud's Power Sports Power Poll. I've refused to put them on. The win over Green Bay, they are absolutely for real. They are going to be a very tough out. They have a good chance at winning that number 1 seed. And if that's the case with that defense, that's not going to be an easy path for anybody to go in and upset. And listen, I know Trevor Lawrence had 44 fantasy points, knocking me out of the playoffs last week. The Broncos ain't the Jets.
No.
And they're playing some great football right now at a very important time of the season. So I'm with you. I do love Denver. I'm going to go to the Monday Nighter. I'm taking the Niners -5.5. Okay, look, it was a great story of Phillip Rivers being in that game with the Colts against the Seahawks last week. And, listen, Jason Myers hits the 54-yarder to break the hearts in Indy. Phil only had like 120 passing yards.
Yeah.
I mean, Shanahan, and Robert Saleh, they'll be ready for a heavy dosage of Jonathan Taylor. And listen, the Niners are cooking right now. They're getting healthy. Jennings is back. Kittle's going. McCaffrey's had a monster season. I do like McCaffrey props for the Sunday Nighter. So at 5.5, I do think San Francisco goes in and wins by a touchdown or more. So give me SF -5.5 for pick number 4.
All right. My fourth pick, it's the biggest spread on the board this week, but I'm going to get on the Texans -13.5 against the Raiders. Houston's offense continues to get better. Their defense has been pretty damn good the entire season. They have won 6 in a row. They're coming off putting up 40 on the Cardinals, winning that game 40-20. They beat the Chiefs by 10. They beat the Colts. They beat the Bills. They beat Tennessee. They beat Jacksonville by 13. Their 2 losses in their last 10 were to Denver and Seattle. I'd argue 2 of the top 3 or 4 teams in the entire league. And they get a Raiders team that has lost 8 of their last 9. And their last, they lost by 31. They lost by 7. They lost by 17. They lost by 14. They lost by 17 again. I mean, they're getting crushed by teams. Texans are so significantly better on both sides of the ball. I know it's a big number. I know I've missed on some big numbers this year. But I like the Texans to win this game rather comfortably. So I'm going to throw Houston, the biggest number on the board, at 13.5 on the card, buddy.
That is nice. And to be honest, it's nice that you got the 13.5.
Yeah.
I saw it last night. When I was doing some prep in the evening, it was actually at one point up to 14.5.
Really?
And then sort of settled at 14, but you can get it at less than 120 at about 13.5. And that, I mean, it's impossible to.
I got it at 13.5 right now, -109.
Oh,
so
that's great. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I think there's just some people, like, if you blindly bet the big underdogs, has been successful.
Yeah, you do okay with it.
The Raiders are just a different story. They had 75 total yards last week.
They're a train wreck.
And now they're playing the Houston Texans.
Right?
So, I mean, good luck. I don't even know who it's going to be. If it's going to be Kenny Pickett or AOC.
I think Geno's going to be back, but I don't care.
Geno's going to be back. Yeah.
I don't care. All right, who's your fifth pick?
Well, I got 4 in the chamber, and I got to pick a fifth game. You know what? Here we go. Huge game. We haven't talked about this.
Bucs Panthers?
Yes. And I am going to keep pounding with the Carolina Panthers as a 3-point home dog. We've talked a lot about the home dog in the division. The Panthers, if they just could beat the freaking Saints, they'd already have this division snapped up. Now, this is going to come down to these 2 head-to-head games against Tampa. Wouldn't surprise me if Tampa won this game, but I do think it'll be close. I think the Carolina Panthers will be able to stay in this game. And listen, it could very well be a push, losing by a field goal. I mean, if you're wanting to put it in on a parlay and you can buy the extra half point, I would probably go that way. But their pattern is win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That's basically been what's going on for the last 2 months. I know they were disappointed by losing again to New Orleans last week. And I really love their coach. I think he gets them in. I mean, let's face it, it has not been smooth sailing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they had all those wins early on. They've got one win in their last 6 games, and it was against the Arizona Cardinals. They've lost, I mean, back-to-back home games to the Saints and the Falcons. So I don't think that the Bucs should be favored by a field goal in the division against any of those teams right now. Give me Bryce Young and the Panthers to keep pounding and cover the 3 points.
Yeah, and we got to move along here quickly. I'm gonna come with you on the Niners, and that'll make the parlay a little bit easier. I'm gonna get on San Fran minus 5.5. That's our only overlap play this week. Saw them at 6 a little bit earlier, but the 5.5 number does work. So you're on Detroit, Minnesota, Tennessee, San Fran, and Carolina. I'm on San Fran, Houston, Denver, New England, and Chicago. So San Fran would go on the parlay. What else do you like, us? I'm good with your Vikings play. Obviously,
what about the Lions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with the Lions. This is a massive game. They're putting up points in bunches. They're at home. I could see this being a game where they win by 7 to 10 points. I mean, we could do Detroit if you want.
Detroit and the Niners, and then I mean, I love your Denver play. It's at 3. I mean, we'll have to eat it a little bit to get it to plus 2.5.
Okay,
or sorry, minus 2.5. But you know, that's sort of taken care of by the boost, and I think that's probably. I mean, listen, maybe you just play the 3. The thing is, if it has to be on the 0.5. Moving it to the 3.5 and you win by 3.
Yeah, we'll move it to the 2.5 and just eat it a bit. The boost will make up for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think those 3. I mean, listen, I don't mind the Patriots plus 3.5 if you wanted to put it to there, but I think Denver has proven that they're ready to go. Very good home team, and I don't think that the Jacksonville Jaguars are running in and doing it.
Touchdown score. Give me one touchdown score. We'll do a little 2 touchdown score one here.
Well, do we want to take a I mean, listen, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs numbers are almost unbettable. I do think that let me see, what's Jamar Chase today? He's minus 135. There's some interesting ones for players that need like bonuses, touchdowns for bonus.
Oh, really?
Bonus. Yeah. And I mean, Khalil Shakir is one of those guys. He's like, do we want to go for like a longer shot?
Well, I'm going to throw St. Brown in there minus 110. So if you want to go with a little bit of a longer shot, we could do that.
You know what? Give me Rico Dowdle.
I like it.
124 in and around there.
Okay. Dowdle and St. Brown for the touchdowns.
Why don't we add in?
Okay.
Why don't we let's make it a 3-legger? Okay. Let's put McCaffrey in.
McCaffrey, we're both on that. It makes sense.
Like that'll get us up to a better number. If we are live, we're going into Monday night with McCaffrey, and I think you got to feel really good about that.
Quick CFL news: Darnell Sankey is signed with the BC Lions. So that's a big defensive middle linebacker coming out west. That's a nice pickup for the BC Lions. What's coming up on WST?
How is he available?
Montreal released him. He got like a head start on free agency. So Montreal released him, and BC scooped him up. So, yeah. And I know Micah Alway had a ton of tackles in the middle of that BC Lions defense this year, but I don't think he was doing much else. Like, I don't think they were happy with the rest of his game. But anyway, what's coming up on WST?
Well, we're going to talk about Tommy Condell being the new OC here in Winnipeg. Nick Dembski returning. Obviously, lots on the plate of the Jets, who feel like they're going to the gallows tonight in Denver against the Colorado Avalanche. Murat Atesh is going to join us. Lee Hacksaw Hamilton as well. And then we'll have some fun with our last pre-Christmas marble race. Special Christmas theme for the marble race today as well.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So all you ESTers, maybe it will be the Christmas miracle. Maybe we'll have our first EST winner of the marble race. Been some very close calls. Hasn't happened yet. Will it happen in 2025? We will find out today at the end of the program.
Have a good Christmas, Sus. I'll be back on the 29th, and we'll talk to you then, all right?
You too. All the
There you go. That is Huss. Hernan cut him off. He said Merry Christmas to all the nasties in my family. So that was nice. All right, I'm going to send those parlays over. We got Oilstream coming up. Connor Ingram has been recalled. Don't go anywhere. 780-218-9999. Keep it locked in. Drop free on TuneIn and iHeart and EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And turn on the autoplay over on YouTube. That'll bring you right on over myself and Tommy Gazzola for the next hour on the call-up of Connor Ingram. And what does it mean? Thank you very much for joining us in the Lock Shop. Best of luck tonight. We'll talk to you. I'll talk to you on the 29th on the Lock Shop.